So Teofimo Lopez just released and leaked sparring footage between him and Romero. I I don't know how to feel about this, guys. I like Teofimo Lopez. If you guys don't know, Teofimo Lopez and Romero, they go back. At one time, you could even consider them like brothers. They were bros, but now it's different. Ever since Teofimo said that Romero's in his weight class now, and he'd eventually have to fight him. Rolly has a belt technically, so they're in the same weight division, and now it's turned a little bit. The tide has turned. The mood has changed between their friendship. I guess it's that competitive spirit in Teofimo Lopez where he's saying we're eventually gonna have to fight, so we have to put our friendship aside. And I guess they kind of knew that point would come when the top fighters eventually match up and they end up in the same weight class. This is inevitable. But you guys know how I feel about the leak sparring. I don't like to see leak sparring get put into the world. Like obviously it's already out there, so it doesn't matter, but the element of sparring is so tricky because there are some cases where guys are just trying to get work in, and if you guys saw the footage, you guys saw that Romero was kind of taking a bit of a beating for a sparring session. It looked like Rolly was tired. I don't know how many rounds they did. We're just seeing that one clip. This could have been the fifth, sixth, seventh round of a long day of sparring. Who knows how long the rounds were? So we don't know the whole thing. We hear Teofimo Senior in the back saying he hurt him. Did he hurt Romero in the sparring? Who knows? But obviously sparring's different from an actual fight. I'd like to see Teofimo Lopez fight Romero if that fight does go down. Obviously, there's that element of these guys were friends at one point. Now they turn foe because it's competition, it's business. They might have to face each other in the ring. So I guess they're putting that friendship off for a bit because they have to handle business. But you guys know I don't like leak sparring. I don't like the discussion about sparring, but it's obviously something to talk about because boxing media and Twitter is going off because Teofimo leaked this footage. But who knows? Like Rolly could have been having a lot of success. He landed a few punches, but for the most part it was all Teofimo Lopez. But when you're getting off in those exchanges, obviously you're gonna post that part of the footage. We haven't seen the whole sparring. Maybe Romero had more success earlier in the sparring, later in the sparring. He just looked gassed out, so maybe they were doing a lot of rounds at that point, and maybe Rolly got fresh off a workout. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. It's just footage. It's not a live fight. It's not fight night, so I don't take too much away from it. But at the same time, I guess Teofimo's trying to put a statement out there. This is why me versus Rolly wouldn't even be competitive. So if Rolly comes out, says anything crazy, you guys have this footage to see that I'm clearly getting the best of him in sparring. Is that the case? We don't know, but it's interesting just because, like, if you guys look back, if you guys really are interested in boxing media, you watch a lot of interviews like I do, you've seen these guys be very friendly with each other in the gym. They've trained together, obviously, they've sparred together, but for the most part, when you see them together in interviews, they're very cool with each other. Up until Teofimo got to 140, and now, Teofimo doesn't want to have any friends at 140 because inevitably these guys are going to have to match up if they're the best in the division, if they're both fighting for a title, and Rolly wants what Teofimo has at 140, and Teo has what Rolly wants, So it's a complex situation. I don't know, maybe after they potentially face off in the ring, and fight, that'll bury the hatchet and they can go back to being friends. They can go back to being boys. But at this point, I kind of understand the aspect of, we have to handle the business in the ring, because if it doesn't get handled in the ring, there's always going to be that thought, like, what if they did have to face off, who would get the better of who? And obviously Rolly's in that state where he's marketing himself well. He wanted the Ryan Garcia fight. That fight fell through. Teofimo is fighting Jermaine Ortiz February 8th. I think it's in the Las Vegas Sphere, so that'll be an interesting venue to hold and host for a boxing event. We'll see how Teofimo fares against him, because we saw Jermaine Ortiz give Vasily Lomachenko a very hard time, so it'll be interesting to kind of gauge and see. Styles make fights ultimately, so you can't compare too much, but I think that Jermaine Ortiz can crack. I know he can crack. Big dude as well, very athletic, so we'll see physically in that ring, because Teofimo is also a very athletic and physically strong fighter. He likes to impose his will on other fighters. He's very good at countering fighters. So we'll see how the fight plays out. Who's the aggressor? Who's coming forward? I expect Jermaine Ortiz to come forward and for Teo to be more slick and maybe counter him as much as he can. But hey, this is a tough matchup for him. I'm excited to see Teofimo Lopez back in the ring. But at the same time, the leaked sparring footage, not the biggest fan of that, but hey, Teofimo's his own man. Maybe this is his way of promoting himself and promoting himself as a brand to, you know, get more people to watch his future endeavors, you know, get along, you know, with what he's doing next, to follow his next fight, because we know that Teofimo's a master promoter as well. He knows how to market himself. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Leak sparring between Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez. What do you guys think about it and why? But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.